Hi, my name is Melissa Giles, and this video is about Are You Truly Wise? This is chapter 9, and this is also talking about how to get wisdom. And in the chapters before, we talked about, some behaviors and a lot about the Ten Commandments, mainly the last 5, which is coming to be like Jesus and God, right? They're one. Jesus is God, God is Jesus. And it's about becoming one-minded, right, with him. And the last 8 chapters, that's what we've been learning through the videos. So again, this is a short chapter, chapter 9, and it is about being wise. So 8 and 9 go together. So wisdom has built her house. She has hewn her 7 pillars. She has slaughtered her beasts. She has mixed her wine. She has also set her table. She has sent out her young women to call from the highest places in the town. See, we have to seek wisdom. We have to want the change. It's not easy, but we have to want, be sick and tired of the way that we're thinking and the way that we're going, especially if we're at rock bottom or about to hit rock bottom. There's definitely something that you have to look at, right? It doesn't take a genius to figure that one out. But it's whenever you're ready, not when somebody is ready for you to do it. You have to be ready. Nobody can make you do anything, just like nobody can make you feel anything. So, as far as hate goes, right? All right, so that's why it says here she has, and this is because this is speaking of a person who has sought wisdom, and wisdom has built her house. She has hewn her 7 pillars. She has slaughtered her beasts, meaning she has gotten rid of all of the crap that was holding her back. She went through it, did it, got it, did it and understood it, and now she wants the wisdom, okay? She has sent her young women to call from the highest places to the town. Whoever is simple, let him turn in here. So, God sent wisdom, to people that were so simple, to people that were fools that wanted to become wise. And even the wise, right? Even the wise that say that they're wise may not be as wise as they say. Because we all have behaviors or some kinds of addictions. Like I say, there's only 1 or 2% of the population that will actually change their way of thinking to be like this thinking. And it could be like another 1 or 2% of the population that actually keeps it once they have it. Whoever is simple, let him turn here. To him who lacks sense, she says, come, eat of my bread and drink of the wine I have mixed. Leave your simple ways and live and walk in the way of insight. Whoever corrects the scoffer gets himself abuse, and he who reproves the wicked man incurs injury, right? And like injury, they're like saying, he's saying injury by what's being told to him, like mental abuse, right? And it even could be physical abuse, but it could be both, mental abuse. Whoever corrects the scoffer gets himself abused. Corrects the scoffer, or whoever turns around and fights that person, right? Gets himself abuse, and he who reproves a wicked man incurs injury. Do not reprove a scoffer, or he will hate you. Reprove a wise man, and he will love you. That's one who wants to take responsibility for their actions and what they do, and saying, hey, you know what, I messed up. That's the wise man. And he will love you for it, instead of saying, you don't know what you're saying. You have no idea what you're saying. How dare you say that to me and start blaming that other person, right? That's what that means. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be still wiser. teach the righteous man, and he will increase in learning. Like, you want to learn, right? You want wisdom. You want understanding and knowledge and all that kind of stuff. You want all of that. And so when you give in, that's being wise. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is insight. And I just love that word insight and how it's used in the Bible. It could be used as a prayer form. Insight can be used as you have this relationship with God and you're gaining the wisdom and you're doing all of the things that you're supposed to be doing and you're understanding and you are having the knowledge. And so he's giving you insight about what's going to happen throughout your day. I just love that, it's very powerful. And the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, to thank him for all of things, to thank him for all things in this particular, it could be to thank him of all things, and then to fear, what is he going to continue to do to me if I continue behaving this way, or if I continue not to take what I'm learning and know that it's coming from God, that he's really trying to get my attention. And I know for me personally, I know personally for me, that is what it is. It has been for a while. And knowledge of the Holy One is insight. For by your days will be multiplied, and years will be added to your life. If you are wise, you are wise for yourself. If you scoff, you alone will bear it. The woman folly is bowed. She is seductive and knows nothing. She sits at the door of her house. She takes a seat at the high places of the town, calling to those who pass by, who are going straight on their way. Whoever is simple, let him turn here. And to him who lacks sense, she says, stolen water is sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But he does not know that the dead are there, that her guests are in the depths of hell. There are people that thrive on that kind of stuff. They thrive on, if they can't do something themselves, then they thrive on bringing people down with them, and clearly that's not something that we should do. And then Proverbs talks. I mean, I cannot tell you, Proverbs talks so much about sex, and I think that sex is it should be a very intimate thing, yet it has turned into so many things that God just didn't want, or I really don't know how to say it. I don't really know how to explain it. However, what I do know is it talks about it a lot. I'm hearing it's because it's used so much for to get what you want, and then it's used obviously in the readings thus far in Proverbs. It's also used to make money, and I think it's an energy that's put out there that we don't have to be married to have sex. And I believe what God is saying is that since our world has turned that way, that it should really be a sacred thing to have or to do, and he knows. I'm guessing, so what I'm hearing is that he knows that a lot of people cannot, and they won't turn away from that lifestyle. And in order to turn away from that particular lifestyle, you would definitely have to go through Jesus, And I mean, it's just like anybody else with an addiction to alcohol because it's readily, easily there, you know. If you don't have self-control and self-discipline to overcome not going into a liquor store or not going into a convenience store nowadays to buy liquor or to buy alcohol, then what is the difference between that and somebody that walks around and has multiple sex partners with you know what I'm saying? Like, what is the difference in the sexual appetite versus an addiction appetite? In my opinion, it's the same. So with that being said, God talks a lot about sex, and he talks a lot about addictions. But however, the sex is, and I don't know, like, it's a lot in here in Proverbs about that. And just know that, like, it's something, like, if you're having a problem with that, then, it is a commandment not to do, not to indulge in that. And if you think that because you're indulging in sex that you're any better than anybody else out there that is indulging, or if this is how I feel, like, if you're watching this video and you're indulging in sex and you're judging somebody who is addicted to something else, and you're doing that behind closed doors or whatever it is for you, don't think that God is not watching, and really know that your secret won't last long. And I suggest stopping to, judging that other person or people, whatever it may be. I don't know. So with that being said, that is chapter 9. Chapter 9 of 31, and thank you for watching.